Have you ever read Greek or Roman mythology? If you have, you've probably noticed some similarities between the two. You also might have seen articles about how the Romans copied Greek mythology. But did they really? And even if the Romans copied Greek mythology, why did they change it? We'll find out why and compare the gods and heroes of the two. If you've read the myths, you will probably have noticed differences between the two. But why are they different? One reason is because they both had the same Indo-European roots, making them seem the same, but kept and changed different aspects of it. The Romans also merged some Greek gods with their gods because they already had a lot in common. The article The Truth About Roman and Greek Myths says, the ancient Romans changed some of the Greek myths to better reflect Roman beliefs. They changed some of the Greek gods' personalities to better reflect the Roman way of life. The Romans changed Greek mythology and added them onto their own. If the Romans didn't copy Greek mythology, there are going to be differences between them, right? There are, and one area where this is most noticeable is the gods. Each culture had a group of 12 main gods. For the Greeks, there were the Olympians, and the 12 major Roman gods were the Deconcenties. The Romans also had a group of 20 gods that were not that important called the Deselecti. The Olympians were Zeus or Jupiter, Hera, Juno, Poseidon/Neptune, Demeter Ceres, Aphrodite Venus, Athena Minerva, Artemis Diana, Apollo also Apollo, Ares Mars, Hephaestus/Vulcan, Hermes Mercury, and Dionysus or Bacchus. In the Deconcenties though, Bacchus was a minor god and Vesta/Hestia was a major god. Hestia wasn't on the Olympic Council because she gave her throne up to Dionysus when he showed up. In both cultures, Hades or Pluto was an important god but not one of the 12 major gods. Another difference is that Minerva was the Roman goddess of wisdom and craft, but Athena was also the goddess of war. Ares was a ruthless god whom no one liked. Mars, though, was a sensible leader and was the second most worshipped god. Zeus was king of the gods and was always appearing on Earth in disguise, while Jupiter was a protector of Rome and rarely ever came down to Earth. The queen of the gods, Hera and Juno, were different. According to The Truth About Roman and Greek Myths, Juno, the queen of all the Roman gods, was motherly. Her job was to watch over the women of Rome. When she wasn't doing that, she was busy with her own children and her own household. Hera, the queen of all the Greek gods, was jealous and petty. When she wasn't keeping an eagle eye on Zeus, she was plotting against any god or mortal who had angered her. In general, the Greek gods were described as beautiful or handsome, while the appearance of the Roman gods were left to the Romans. In both cultures, the 12 main gods lived on Mount Olympus. The Greek Olympus was a normal mountain. In Roman mythology, Olympus was a different realm. The Greeks viewed their gods as perfect and unattainable, while the Romans were told to try to be like them. And most obviously, both of them were anthropomorphic gods, meaning that they were in the form of humans. Another big component of Greek and Roman mythology are the heroes. Some of the best-known Greek heroes include Theseus, Odysseus, and Heracles, or Hercules. Greek heroes had more tragic endings. Only a few had happy endings, like Perseus or Psyche. This was because the storytellers thought that if everyone were to perish, so were the heroes. They also had different definitions of hero. To the Greeks, a hero was someone who went on daring quests and did brave things. To Romans, heroes explained how Rome came to be and were more focused on protecting others. One example of this is how the Romans saw the Greek hero Odysseus. The Greeks admired his cunning, but the Romans thought that he shouldn't be trusted. The Greek heroes were also usually demigods or gifted at something. Roman heroes were usually the underdogs or regular mortals, though. Still, both types of heroes were brave. Another difference was the hero's afterlife. Penn LPS Online says, the afterlife does not hold much importance in Greek mythology because mortals are remembered and rewarded for the good deeds that they performed while on Earth. Ancient Romans believed that in the afterlife, they could provide guidance to the living. Greek heroes were very different from Roman heroes. All in all, many think the Romans stole or copied the Greeks, but they are different. Many think the Romans adapted it and changed them. What do you think? Do you think the Romans copied Greek myths?